This video will review the academic history quadrant on the common application. Let's get started. Go ahead and click on that graduation cap. You will see that this quadrant has 11 sections to be completed. The first one is high schools attended. Graduation status. Have you received or do you expect to receive a high school diploma or high school equivalency? Make a selection. Once you make a selection, you have to report the day you received it or you expect to receive it. Go ahead and click on the calendar, then you'll be able to scroll back in years. I'm going to say that I graduated in 2015, May, and save that. My high school. Start by selecting the country you attended high school, the state, and the city is optional. Type in the name of the school you attended, or you can also select I was homeschooled if you were homeschooled. The shorter you make the name of the high school, the more likely it is to find the school you're looking for. Once you find the school that you attended, select This is my school. That'll be on the right hand side. Now additional questions have popped up. Was this school a full year, a semester, a trimester, or a quarter? Make your selection. The dates you attended. When did you start attending that campus? And then when did you stop attending that campus? The last question is asking, did you graduate or do you expect to graduate from the school? Make your selections, then click on Save this school. Let's move on to the next section, colleges attended. In this section, you must add all of the colleges that you've attended, regardless of the relevance to the program you're applying to and whether the coursework completed there was transferable to another institution. Make sure that you read this entire page, but I will summarize it for you for purposes of this video. It says that we must report each institution only once, regardless of the number of degrees or gaps of attendance. If you're required to upload transcripts based off of the school that you're applying to, you want to read this FAQ so it gives you more instruction on how to do that. After applying to at least one program, your previous attended colleges cannot be edited. If you need to update a submitted application, please contact the college or university directly. Acceptance of updates to submitted applications is at the discretion of each individual college or university. If you need to make an update to unsubmitted programs, you can add new colleges and updates once where your attendance is still listed as still attending. Now let's click on Add a College or University. Start by typing in the college or university you attended. Once the college you attended pops up, you will get another question that says, did you obtain or are you planning to obtain a degree from this college or university? Make your selection. If you are planning to obtain a degree, you will have another question that says, degree awarded, degree in progress. If the degree is in progress, make that selection. If it's awarded, make that selection. I will say my degree is in progress for purposes of this video. Once you make that selection, the following questions will be tailored based off of your response. If you select a degree awarded, you'll see that the questions are a little bit different, but they're basically asking the same thing. So my degree in progress is an Associates of Arts for Transfer in Business Administration, and I will earn it in May 2021. I'm not minoring, but if you are double majoring, you can click on this box or you can add another degree. What type of term system does this college or university use? We're on the semester system, so I'll make that selection. Are you still attending this college or university? Yes, because my degree is in progress. If you're not, you click on no. When did you attend this college or university? Select the first and last term you attended this institution, regardless of gaps in attendance. So my very first attendance is going to be summer 1. I'm going to say that I started in May, right after high school. And I graduated high school in 2015. So I'm going to say that summer, first session, May 2015. Now that I've reported Santa Barbara City College, I have the opportunity to report other colleges. So I can add Ventura College, Allen Hancock, as many colleges as you attended. You want to start with the term when you started, regardless of gaps in education. What is the very first term you see on that transcript? So refer to your transcript and make sure that it mirrors what the transcript says. When ready, you're going to go to the next section, college coursework. For this example, I used USC. USC does not require me to enter any college coursework, so I will move on to the next section. Please follow any instructions that the college you're applying to gives. GPA entries. In this section, we will be adding a GPA per campus. So when you click on add a GPA, it'll be by campus. You don't want to combine all the GPAs. I only reported one campus, Santa Barbara City College. So when I click on this button, I will be reporting my GPA for Santa Barbara City College. There's a lot of different ways that campuses calculate GPAs. And so I want to make sure that we're following all the instructions. So for Santa Barbara City College, click on add GPA. You're going to look at your transcript, click on add a GPA. Again, and Santa Barbara City College is an undergraduate campus because we're not a grad school or anything different. So go ahead and click on undergraduate. Look at your transcript, go all the way to the bottom of the transcript and look for the words total cumulative, GPA, attended hours, GPA hours, earned hours, qual points. For total credit hours, use the section that says GPA hours. On the transcript you see on the screen, that's my example, you see that under GPA hours, I have 60.5, and that's a little different than my earned hours. That's because classes that are pass or no pass, I might earn units for, but they're not calculated in the GPA, so go by GPA hours. Now for the GPA section, I'm going to type in 2.69 because that's what I see on this transcript, and then the system is going to automatically calculate your quality points. When you're done, click on Save. Depending on the campus you're applying to, you may be required to report standardized tests. If you're required to report standardized tests, please make the selection. For example, if it's SAT, click on Add Test Score, and then follow the instructions. Have you taken the test? If so, click on Yes. When did you take it? Then I would have to report my scores and save the test. I'm not going to report any scores because for my campus, I'm not required to take any standardized tests. So I'm going to click on I'm not adding any standardized tests. But again, what you want to do is follow the instructions of the campus that you're applying to. Continuing education courses. So this is a section that will allow you to use courses that you've taken that are not a traditional course. It's not really for credit. For example, I'm taking one right now called The Science of Wellbeing through Coursera. So if you're taking any personal enrichment classes or something like that, you can go ahead and click on Add a Continuing Education course. So here's how I would fill this out for my course. I would say The Science of Wellbeing. The professor's name is Santos, Professor Santos, and the approximate number of contact hours that I had, which was 25. It was a self-paced course. The date of completion. So if you don't have anything, that's okay. You can just go back and click on I'm not adding any continuing education courses, and then move on to the next section. SAT subject. If you're going to report any SAT subjects because you have to for the application that you're filling out, then you can make the selection here and then save it. Or reporting at least one SAT subject, then you'll have additional questions to answer. The date you plan to take or have taken it, the subject of the SAT test, and the score. Advanced placement. Here you get to report all of the AP tests that you took and your scores. As you can see on my transcript, I took 4. So on the very first question, I reported 4, and then I individually put in the information for each of my exams. Exam number 1 is AP Biology, the date when I took it, and my final score, and so on. You can see I did the same for AP United States History, AP European History, AP Human Geography. This is a drop-down menu, so all you have to do is click on the down arrow and it'll drop down. When reporting the date, I recommend clicking on the calendar. If it's a few years ago, click on the year, and then you'll be able to travel back in years, and then pick the month in which you took it. That'll make it a little bit faster for you. Then your score at the very bottom where it says AP score. You do that for every test. Now, if you don't have any tests, you would just say 0, and then you could save and continue. So I'm going to say save and continue. I have 4, but if you don't have any, again, you could select 0, then save and continue. In this section, you will report IB tests. If this does not apply to you, you will select 0, then save and continue. If it does apply to you, you will select the number of tests you will be reporting, then answer all of the questions. Again, you have a scroll down menu to pick the type of test. You specify the language in which you took it, specify the level, the date taken or plan to take, and the score. I will make a selection of 0 because I have none to report, then click Save and Continue. CLEP, College Level Examination Program. If you have CLEP exams to report, click the down arrow, make your selection, and then fill out the information. Down arrow to the type of test that you're reporting, the date taken or plan to take, and the score. When ready, click on Save and Continue. My selection will be 0. Senior Secondary Leaving Examinations. If you have exams to report, click the down arrow, make a selection as to how many exams you're going to report. Then, you'll be asked to report the date taken or plan to take, academic subject, score, examination board, specify other examination board, academic subject, score, score type, and then actual or predicted. When ready, click on Save and Continue. I don't have any of these to report, so I will make a selection of 0, then click on Save and Continue. So that's it for quadrant number 2. Follow me to the next video on quadrant 3.